You're live. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. Gotta close my door real quick. So, back to inking again. I hope this is coming in okay. What I'm doing is see, I have very simple trees and stuff laid out, so I've been going in with my pencil, adding in bushes, adding in details, and then I'm just going to flesh them out. Sorry you didn't get to see all the fun stuff. It's just going to be me drawing, you know, boring foliage again. I hope you enjoy it. I'm here. I am here for your entertainment. There's only one person here. Two people here. All right, let me go here so I can see what y'all might want to talk about today. You probably want to talk about the quartering getting assaulted at Gen Con. What is this world coming to? I do not know. These SJWs can't seem to handle anyone disagreeing with them. So rather than argue in the marketplace of ideas, they feel it's necessary to try and actually physically attack people like us. That's crazy. They found out the suspect. Yeah, I know. I've been tracking it on both on a Twitter and here. But yeah, man, he works like I don't know if he does his own video game company or he works at a video game company or whatever, but sounds like he's got money, and that'd be great, because that is a civil suit for sure, and I would just love to see him go broke. He's woke. Time for him to go broke. I want him sued to within an inch of his livelihood. I want him paying damages for 20 years for this. I want to send a message out that, you know, the law is the law, and you can't just go ahead and try to attack people because you disagree with them. I mean, in a certain sense, it should qualify as a hate crime because he's attacking someone for their political opinions. I mean, isn't that a hate crime? Gen Con, get woke, go broke. Wow, Gen Con is blocking and banning people from talking about the quartering's attacker and the voicing concerns about the incident invoking. Are you kidding me? That's insanity. Dude, are they just... Maybe that's why I never got into Gen Con. Gen Con, from what my friends have told me, or actually just one friend, is a great market for you know, guys like me who sell stuff at conventions. I haven't done Gen Con since the 90s, like the early 90s, back when my wife was Voodoo. So I went with her because she went with Wildstorm, because Wildstorm did card games, and so we went there back then, and it was in Milwaukee then, and yeah, wow, what a gaggle of nerds that was. Which, you know, I'm a nerd, so I don't say that disparagingly. But I just remember there was this one guy. So there was like a line of people to take pictures with my wife because she was Voodoo. You know, she was paid to be the Voodoo model for Wildstorm. And back in those days, there were no cell phones, so we would sell Polaroids and posters of her. And I've showed you guys a poster before. But they were, you know, $5 a pop. So she came out of there freaking, you know, with fistfuls of $5 bills, I guess. But yeah, so there's a line of people, and this one big buff dude comes up and he's like, well, can I hold her in my, you know, like lift her up and hold her in my arms? And I'm like, you know, she's cool with it. She was okay with it, so she did it. And then the guy behind her was like this, you know, he was wearing a Star Trek outfit, and he was like 90 pounds soaking wet. And he's like, can I hold her up too? And I'm like, can you hold her up? So we let him, and he's like strained. The veins are bulging out of his neck and his forehead, and he's like, take the picture, take the picture. I'm like taking my time, like, waiting for this kid to collapse. It was mean, but it was funny. Mike, some people are in your other stream. Yeah, I canceled that stream. They shouldn't be. So, yeah, I have my guy John is doing RTX for me, and so he's gonna we're setting that up to see if we could do like an on the ground report there. He's gonna run around RTX and so you guys see what it is. It's a gaming convention, video games. So we're gonna try to do an on the ground report from there where we'll just chit chat and he'll video stuff for you guys. EVS did a video about what happened to him. Yeah, I didn't watch the EVS one. Thanks for that, Mike. Hey, Mike, I checked the store and that rogue portrait isn't on it. All right, this time I'm gonna write down rogue. Actually, Wonder Woman too. If there's anything else you guys want to see on the store that I don't have up there, let me know. I'll do a store update soon. Yeah. I kid that porting. Is that kid sporting a mullet? Does the S not work on your keyboard? No, it's not a mullet. You have to, if you can see closer. He's got a skateboard strapped to the back of his, yes, maybe a skateboard, yeah. So he's got one of those backpacks that holds a skateboard on the back. So that's what he's got. I don't hate the mullet, my dude. I don't think it's a mullet. Make the other stream private to cut it off. Dude, I don't even... Hold on a second. Creator Studio. Yeah, you know what's weird is that other stream, Video Manager. I can't even find it. It's not on my Video Manager. Here, let me go to live streaming events. No, the only thing I have on here is what's going on now. That's weird. I think I have not quite figured out how to master YouTube yet. So, package delivered. Yes, John got the package, 80 pounds worth of medals. So if you're going to RTX, swing by his place. A bunch of us are waiting in another stream. You sneaky sneak. Your stream announcement is still visible. I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't know. I don't have access to it on my Video Manager. It's so bizarre. Aloha Hour, Inking LONESTAR. It's not on here. It's not on here, and I don't know. I turned it off earlier, I thought. If someone knows, please, by all means, tell me what I'm not doing correctly. Please, please tell me now. Is there something I should know? Sweet. Alright. So I'm going to ignore the other stream and hope you guys do too. And I am going to just boogie on down here. Neo Luddite confirmed. Shut up. Jeremy from the quartering was attacked by a social justice warrior at a con. Watch out, these guys are nuts. Make sure you shoot first and shoot between the eyes. Actually can't bring my gun with me to the next con I'm going to. which is Dragon Con. If anyone wants to come and attack me, please do so like a man. And then don't cry when it doesn't work out for you. I've never lost a fight in my life, and don't plan on doing so now. Not a challenge, just a warning. I am trained in 3 martial arts, and I'm quite strong. Only from YouTube search. If you search for RTX on YouTube, it will be up. Oh, really? Yeah, but how am I going to access it? RTX. Sneak peek. RTX sneak peek. Oh, these are all really old ones. 1 week ago, 4 weeks ago. Wow, 35,000 views. Boy, this could be a good one. What? Underwear? Oh, you got your swimming pants on?
Come on, Daddy.
No, not now. We're going in like 2 hours. Close the door. Yeah, still doesn't pop up for me, guys. How about we just don't worry about it and change the subject? It was supposed to start at 3:50. Okay, I get it. I got it. I don't know how to stop it, so sorry. I don't have the access codes, Frank. It will set up as a reminder. It's floating into eternity. They will attack from behind and will probably stab. I will make sure that I sit with my back against the wall. How's that? Yeah, they're a cowardly bunch, aren't they? The one thing that happened to me in San Diego that I thought was kind of weird, and I think I may have mentioned it here. Some kid, early 20s or something, like jumped in front of my booth and shouted, "Are you Mike S. Miller?" in like a very, weird but not autistic or explainable way. And then I said, yeah, and he just sort of walked off. So that kind of set my, my Lone Star sense off. Oh, wait, no, that's Sphere. Set my spider sense off. But, yeah, I don't know if there was any correlation to these kind of weirdos. Looks great. Thank you. Love to come to DragonCon. Can't afford it. I'm sorry to tell you, or sorry to hear that. I see that Mitch, where'd that go, is doing live stream countdown. Don't go alone. And you need to refine search for last hour. Oh my gosh. You guys still want me to do this? Filters. Last hour. Okay. So, how do I... Okay, I can see it here, but there's nobody here, so... Oh, live control room, channel settings, info and settings, 2 waiting. You know what? I'm going to leave this open because I am going to try to do this later, and I'll try to figure it out at that point. So, let's see. Today, let's call it 2 o'clock? 2 p.m.
There.
Save changes. So I'll try to get that going. I will actually try to get that video going. He said he's going to be ready and to go in about an hour, so when he does, I'm going to bump out of here and we are going live to RTX Austin. How's that sound, guys? If y'all are interested in checking out the RTX convention from a pre-show launch, so we can do that. Hopefully that will blow up a little bit. Yeah, RTX is pretty big in the gaming world. It's, they have RTX Austin, Australia, England, or London, whatever. I don't know if they have any other ones in the States. But it's a pretty big show. It's John, so John does other shows for me. It is his biggest show of the year, so it's his San Diego Comic-Con, because I do San Diego myself, so he can't do it for me. Hey, Llama Gigante, I'll go with you. I look mean. You're just gonna hang out at my booth all day long and bring your children and have them dressed like greasers from The Outsiders, yeah. Oh, I just thought about that. Dragon Con doesn't really do security like these other cons do, so maybe I can bring my gun. Well, no, because then I'd have to fly with it. Well, I could put it in my check-in luggage. Huh. Still doesn't pop up. Without context, that's a good sentence. Children. Yeah, I can handle myself pretty well, and I'm full-sized. Are you saying that 5'7" isn't full-sized? Might be able to rate a little. I don't go into TJ alone. Hickok style, back against the wall while playing cards. Was it a soy bomb? We are delayed from your talking, so we type what you were talking about a minute later. You're not that far delayed. Well, okay, you're a couple minutes late. Closing to 666 backers. Uh-oh, better jump right over that number, right? Mike Soilo, what's up? I'm sorry you know me. I worry too much. But this is all fresh in my mind. Germany was just attacked yesterday. I don't want to bother you. No, I get it. I'm just, you know, I'll keep an eye out. If somebody walks up to me and says, "Hey, are you Mike S. Miller?" I'll get ready for the, I'll get ready to react. Set it to private to cut the stream. But it's not streaming. It's on a wait and see type of thing. So whatever. I mean, I could just cancel it. All right, I'll just cancel it. Although it might build up a lot of people waiting for it to happen. I'll just leave it on. Your desk is messy. Yeah, my desk is messy. So is Einstein's. You got a problem with that? Please sing Lone Star in your best voice, please. Lone Star, heart of the hero. He's fighting his way through the enemies. I don't know. I didn't have to come up with any lyrics for it, so. You are the Bass Rutten of Comicsgate. I don't even know what that means. Should I know what that means? Sorry, Mike, never stood next to you, and you look 6-footish on camera. It adds 5 inches. And 10 pounds, I hear. Jeremy's attacker has been identified. He's going to have a bad day. I hope he has a bad 10 or 20 years. We need messages sent to these frickin' knuckleheads. So, yeah, I really hope something financially devastating. I hope he ends up in prison for whatever the count is, and then, oh shoot, I just got an update from V that Sargon will do the Comicsgate thing with me and Ethan, quote, when he has time for it. Oof. That could be never. LOL. Darn it, I really wanted to be on Sargon. Yeah, dude, I just want him to be paying for this with his freedom for a while, and then I want him to get out of jail and have to pay financially for the rest of his life. Or at least, 10 or 20 years. That'd be great. I want this to be a reckoning moment. You can't just attack people with whom you disagree. It is not. We live in a civilized society, and these people are being taught to be uncivilized, and it shall not stand. It must not stand. Perfect. Thanks, Mike. I'm working up a song. So, Lone Star, heart of the hero. Something, something, something. I don't know what the words would be. I don't want to come up with lyrics while I'm inking, 'cause that's kind of weird. Lone Star. What? Are you talking to me, Micah?
No.
No? Talking to yourself? Micah's playing... What are you playing? Roblox. Roblox. This inking can't be very exciting, but... Mike, did you see the tweet with the Esposito throwing shade at John Del Rose? With the upside-down alien lettering. Yeah, Edwin actually showed me that last night prior to going on air, and he didn't want to expose it too much because of the publisher involved. The publisher's actually good people, but and didn't know. So I don't know. If I was him, I would never hire that jackass again. Maybe I'll hit him up and ask. So maybe, because it's somebody that I actually work for and I've known for, a quarter century. So he's not an ass head. IRAWs, autocorrect. The attacker is a business owner and he likes to wear Punch Nazi t-shirts. Well, business owners have money. Well, I hope this business owner has money and he loses it all for this. What would Lone Star do to a guy that attacks an honest reviewer for reviewing? Probably break his jaw. If he saw that thing in action while it was happening, probably would have grabbed the guy, spun him around, and just flat-handed him in the bottom of his jaw and just busted his jaw so he'd have to have a, what do you call it, have a wired jaw for the next 6 months. That would be just recompense. Especially if it was like right in the middle of it happening. Maybe I'll write that into one of the issues. Yes! I'll put that guy in one of the issues. That would be so funny. Or at least somebody wearing a rainbow cutoff sleeve or whatever, tank top. Why are these guys such cartoons? They're like really bad cartoon characters. Like they learn to be people from wanting to be Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something. Or some other just, over the top, ridiculous comic book character. It's because they didn't have daddies. They didn't have daddies who could teach them how to be proper human beings. So in a sense, you have to feel sorry for them. But in another sense, they're adults, and so therefore they have to be responsible for their own actions. So yeah, no. You feel sorry for their past, and the fact that they had terrible, terrible parents, or missing parents. Obviously that guy did not have a father or a father figure, because he's walking around in a rainbow short-sleeve tank top. And goes by some sort of a princess, Matt Princess or something. So I can guarantee you I would lay money on the table that guy had no father figure. Or at least one that was not instructive and male. Sorry, jawbreaking has been taken. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, well, breaking his nose would heal too fast. I think jawbreaking is appropriate. I'm playing Doom, the original version. Micah, 2018. And shorty shorts and overall type shorts with his sleeve tats. Dude is a kook. Should be a big hit in jail. Hi, what's your name? Bend over. Okay. I think his name is Matt Loader, which is so close to Matt Lauer, who is also a similar twaddle. Brutal. I will write the lyrics to you. You got a great start. I have a background in recording, engineering, songwriting. I'm doing for 80 superhero cartoon type thing. Cool. That'd be rad. Jeremy's Twitter has a bunch of stuff on the dude. Yeah, I saw. I haven't looked like in an hour, but yeah. Sucker punch your way to justice. Yeah. They don't have daddies with belts. That's right. That is absolutely correct. Their daddies decided that, spanking was mean. Never hit a kid. You can never hit a child. That's not love. That is just lazy parenting. It's the easy way out. I'm totally quoting somebody I've had this argument with. Who's a lefty. Softy lefty. Good guy, though. Good guy. But absolutely, that is the problem with people like that, is that their parents did not raise them to respect other human beings. They didn't raise them to respect themselves. They have no self-respect. They have no dignity. They have no shame. And therefore, they think they are entitled to treat other people however their fancy little rainbow-shrouded imaginations let them. And, no, we will not have it. Oh my gosh, I sound like Ethan. I guess that's not a bad thing. But this is what happens when you let your rage control your mouth. You sound like you're willing to take the fight to them. And you know what? I never start a fight. I've never lost a fight. But that I chose to fight in. Okay, granted, there was a time in my life where I chose to be a pacifist, and at that time I was foolish enough to enter a fight arena without being willing to hit anybody when I was young and dumb and in my teens. And a lot of these people just never grow out of that young, dumb teen state. But, yeah, in that case I did, but, I wasn't fighting. I was trying to protect a friend defensively, and I got kicked in the head for it. Sent to the emergency room. But otherwise, if I actually chose to fight in a fight, I've never lost a fight, so. Not that I'm bragging, I'm just saying. Not to be all toxic male, aka I've been in a fight before, but I was trying to imagine why it took 3 guys to pull that one skinny soy boy wannabe gangster off of Jeremy. Don't grow him too big at Gen Con. Yeah, I don't know how big the guy is. I mean, I saw the pictures of him. He doesn't look like he's a, fighter or a bodybuilder or anything. That soy beard really does make him look masculine, though, in his rainbow tank top with his fancy tattoos. Pretty princess. He is a pretty princess. Lone Star Squad, hope we're all doing well. Lone Star Squad is doing well, Zach Hawkins. The guy Jeremy showed the picture of looks like a self-hating Nazi. Yes, that's what they are, isn't it? That's a very apt description. E. Long, thank you. Prison, even better. Yes, prison and financial ruin. That is what I'm aiming for this young man. Prison and financial ruin, and I hope justice is served in that exact order. And then, if Jeremy wants to donate that money to Comicsgate, that's fine. Or he could just take it and do as he will. It's as long as the punishment is served, then we're all good, right? We're all happy. We all want justice in this land, and this idiot thought he could serve. I mean, that's the problem. He probably thought he was serving justice by sucker punching an innocent person because he disagreed with him. No, that's not how we do things in this great and wonderful world of ours. That is just not how civilized people behave. And you need to learn these lessons before you're allowed out of the house. Before Mommy and Daddy gave you the keys to the new car that they bought for you because you're a spoiled little brat and didn't have to work for anything in your life, before all that, you have to learn how to be a decent human being. Hello, everyone. Hello, Keegan. Mike, did you see the Digital Spy article? It states the Phantom Menace are the new villains in movies. What? No, I did not see that. That sounds interesting. I got the belt until I was about 15. Never been in any trouble with the law. 15? Wow. I stopped getting the belt when I stopped crying. I stopped crying. I remember this vividly. My brother and I had done something, you know, stupid, obligatorily stupid, because that's what we did when we were kids, right? And so my mom bends us over the couch, grabs the belt, and vigorously and deftly attacked our backsides. And my brother cried, and I just wouldn't. I just sat there and I took it like a man, like a little man. And that's the last time my mom spanked me. My dad was already, oh gosh, no, my dad wasn't gone yet. I don't remember I don't think that my dad spanked me after that either. But, yeah, I wouldn't cry. And I guess that was my graduation. Refused to cry over getting spanked on the butt. It's just pain. Pain don't hurt, as Dalton says. Why did you give that kid a Chicano mullet? I mean, I've seen it in real life before, but unique choice. It is not a mullet. It is a skateboard strapped to his backpack. Okay? Second time this stream I've had to show that. Ethan's echo chamber grows. His echo chamber? Wat meanest thou, his echo chamber? Gen Con's Twitter is hilarious. Jeremy Love is flooding it. Oh, really? Komite? I'm a pacifist. If someone passes a fist my way, I'll pass one back. That's a passive. That's fantastic. I am a reborn pacifist, too. I shall be a fist passer. Although, I don't know. I think punching is kind of boring. I like to do other things. The last fight I got into, I just I grabbed the guy's arm when he tried to punch me, and I wrist locked him, and then I slammed his face into the concrete, and that was it. That was all she wrote. That's all we needed. Very short fights. Very short fights. And if it's a long fight, you're doing it wrong. So let's see. He's not a skinny dude. He teaches Krav Maga. What, the freaking rainbow butthead? That guy teaches Krav Maga? I went to a Krav Maga class once, and I didn't like it. I don't know. It was too much about just self-defense, and I mean, you know, not that that's a bad thing, but I don't know. Wasn't my thing. My son liked it, but we didn't go back because I don't know. I like you know, Wing Chun and Aikido and Wushu. I am almost a black belt in Taekwondo, but I'm not really a big fan of that either. But yeah, I should. Even if the guy teaches Krav Maga, I should be okay. Although I haven't trained for a while, so. If someone passes a fist my way, that's about, you know, Krav Maga, useless in a bar fight. Useless in a bar fight. Let's see. Well, I didn't see too much of it. Like I said, I just took the one class, but so I'm not very well known. He's a skilled fighter, and he attacked a regular guy. He's a psychopath. Ooh, you know what? If he's like a black belt in Krav Maga, then he can be charged on a whole separate level, more so than just simple assault. It's kind of like akin to assault with a deadly weapon. I believe, at least that's the sort of thing I had been told all my life. So that'd be interesting. That would be interesting. Steve died. Doesn't matter. Jeremy is not a fighter. Correct, Mike. They will try to build him up as a hero. Yeah, because heroes attack people while they're sitting at the bar, enjoying a nice cold one. That's what the heroes of the left do. That's how twisted they are. That's what a hero is to someone whose mind is broken. Guy's a criminal and should get what's coming to him. Yep, he should. And then he should continue to get it in jail. And get it, and get it, and get it. And I would hope that he doesn't enjoy it. But he probably would. He is a pretty princess, after all. Look at all the pretty princess suitors he'll have in prison. You better get Krav Maga to use. Put that Krav Maga to use. You know, I don't want to pester you. You are my favorite Neil Luddite. But if you keep the stream open when you go live, there will be 20 videos over it, and the alert won't go out, and you must learn YouTube. Okay, so you want me to turn it off? Okay, cancel. Okay. Now, how do I start it again? Okay. Somebody check and see if that RTX live stream is still up there, because I hit cancel on it. Law, don't get me wrong. I'm all about getting charged as such. Adding dangerous weapon to the assault and battery charge. All that. Yeah, do it all. Beautiful work. Thank you. He's also into kickboxing. Alright. The way of YouTube must be mastered. My mom broke so many wooden spoons on me, I was bigger than her by 6 years. That's why you are Lama Gigante. When I was a kid, child therapy was getting sent out to mow the yard. Crying after a good belt whipping learned me pretty good. Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of the kids in this generation, is no discipline. No discipline. I watched this in my family with multiple nephews, where their parents were of this ridiculous mindset that they didn't want to spank their children. And then as their children grew, they became these terrible little brats by the age of 5, and uncontrollable. And then they wanted to start spank. Then they changed their mind. They're like, oh, well, this isn't working out. I'm like, yeah, I freaking told you that 5 years ago. And then they changed their mind and they try to start implementing corporal punishment like after they've already created these spoiled little brats. And it was bad. Thankfully, they ultimately grew up into good human beings. But yeah, dude, spoiled children. That's not the way you want to go through life. No, sir. No. Alright. Just finally got sick of breaking spoons and bought an antique butter paddle. You know, my dad actually made like, it's probably, gosh, was it an inch thick? I was so young, I probably saw it as an inch thick. Maybe it was a 3/4 inch wide. He made a spanking paddle like that was like this long, and it had like a hole in the middle of it. Hey, Micah, go get the spanking paddle. Oh. So he made this thing, and he put a hole in the middle of it, and it was like all well crafted and everything. for aerodynamics. And I don't know if he was serious or not, but after he made it, I freaking took it and I hid it. I don't know if I buried it or what, but he never got to use it on us. That's too funny. Quoting Roadhouse means I made the right choice backing you. Do not eat the big white men. I want to hear Edwin quoting Sam Elliott from Roadhouse. That skateboard is the key to all of this. Mike S. Miller, 2018. Charles Martel wasn't exactly a pacifist. No, he was not. No, he was not. The savior of France. Probably the savior of Europe, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, I think he's bringing it in. So I haven't used this in a great long time because it was missing. You can't find it? Oh, looks like you can't find it. Don't worry about it. Cannot unsee mullet. Everyone's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth, Mike Tyson. Yep. All-time favorite quotes. I took Aikido. I love Aikido. My Lama style is stronger than your Kung Fu. All of the charges. I like General So. You mean his chicken? Wah, wah. Alright, let's see. I need to drop some leaves down here, too. You are no match for my Wu-Tang sword style. They killed my teacher. Teacher! Teacher! Who knows what that's from? And don't say every Kung Fu movie ever. He can wear those rainbow colors in prison. They're gonna love him in prison, I tells you. No? No, can't find? It's no big deal. Yes, the stream is still up. You have to set it to private so we can't see it. I set it to private. I canceled the stinking thing. Live control room. Info and settings. Live control room. Let's try the live control room. Nobody is telling me. Start your Hangout on air to monitor it from here. He did find it. Okay. Broadcast alert. View on watch page. Public view. I don't see anything on here that allows me. I don't see anything that allows me to set it to private. Info and settings. Here. So this, I don't know if you can get a good look at this. This was the spanking pedal we had. And who did all this? Oh my gosh, it's covered in dirt. It's been like outside sitting in the rain. But we wrapped it with tennis wrap so I can get a nice good grip on it and teach my children how to be decent human beings. Good times, huh, Micah? I set an age limit on spankings in the house, so once they hit 10 years old, they can't get spankings anymore anyways. Yeah, I have no idea what to do here. If somebody can tell me specifically what to do, I don't see anywhere I can switch it to private. So the spoiling is more of an issue than how you choose to punish them. Truth. Kids need to see real consequences. Yep. And you know what? Sitting in the corner or telling them to go to their room is not a real consequence. So timeouts are a joke. Take a timeout. Go sit without consequence in the corner. No. Kids, especially young kids. I mean, older kids, yes, they can make that connection fairly easily. Oh, you don't want to do what I'm telling you to do? Then give me your phone, give me your computer, and you're not allowed to do anything but whatever, you sit. you don't get any of the luxuries that we bestow upon you as first world spoiling parents. But no, young kids need immediate and dire consequence, and that means corporal punishment. And yeah, I've got a house full of really great kids to prove it. So, and I've got countless samples of spoiled kids from other people's families to prove the contrary. La, la, la. Go get daddy's paddle. Yeah, buddy of mine got jumped in high school. Guy who did it was training to be a boxer. Due to severity of the beating, his hands being deadly weapons, he was barred from ever competing as a pro. Nice. There you go. Can you draw SpongeBob? Yes. Hey, Micah, go get daddy's spanking paddle. Micah's eyes widen in horror. No, Micah's 10 now, so he's graduated. You happy about that, Micah?
Sure.
Sure. But he barely even... You got like maybe one spanking your whole 9th year, huh? Something like that. Yeah. No, Micah was good already, so... smart boy. Can't find it. Hides battle. And actually, Josiah is, he doesn't... Because he's special needs... he doesn't quite comprehend it anyways, so he can't like retain that kind of a lesson, so it's very difficult, and it's going to be difficult for the rest of his life, so we have to find better ways of just keeping an eye on him. Seven Deadly Venoms, best kung fu flick. Fist of Fury, I do believe it was Fist of Fury, thank you. Wing Chun, personally. Yeah, I love Wing Chun. And it's Wing Chun. No G at the end. Wing Chun. Wing Chun. Or is it Win Chun? Wing Chun or Wing Chun? I think there's only one G. You can either train a child or they will train you. True. Karate Kid. I'm about to disown Zach if he sits through Highlander 2 and thinks that's good. Oh my gosh, was that not the most disappointing movie ever in the history of sequels? Because, I mean, okay, granted, looking back at Highlander, it has not aged well, but back in those days, it was still, it was still rad. It's a little corny, a little cheesy here and there. But Highlander 2 was so abysmally bad, it was painful to watch. Let me throw some more shade up here. That was the one where they're aliens, right? Yeah, that's the one where... let's not talk about it, because I tried with all my might to forget that movie. And my opinion about Highlander movies is that there can be only one. So let's not regurgitate memories for that disaster. Ugh. That was so bad. Oh no! Out of lead. Shoot. Shazbot. Oh, is there any in here? Yes. So you guys know, Pentel blue. And now I'm out of lead. I better go get some more lead. Okie doke. If this comic thing doesn't work out, you have a career as a bodyguard. No, I don't want to get in fights for a living. It's no. I don't like fighting. I don't like hurting people, only emotionally. I'm just kidding. Sorry, it's still up. Dang it. Well, then tell me how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it. I am a Neo-Luddite, okay? I'll accept it. Neo-Luddite at your service. Dude, if it's bad, Zach will like it. You like the third one, though? I like the third one. I didn't even watch the third one. I was so mad at the second one, I didn't bother. They retconned 2 out of existence. Oh, really? That's a Class 2 kid smacker. Yeah, it's, you know, it's just a strip of wood, so it's not too brutal. Sorry, I had to turn my fan on. And every other one before the last one. Because they realized turning it from fantasy story to bad sci-fi was a terrible idea. Yeah, it was. It was horrible. Better than the good old belt. Yeah, plus it was a great, you know, you walk into the room holding it. Yeah, attitudes changed real quick. Confiscating their stuff and forcing them to watch you sell it is always a good one. Yeah, a friend of mine broke his son's Xbox, like grabbed it, and he had already spoiled his child, right? And so yeah, he just got so mad one time his son wouldn't listen to him. He just grabbed the Xbox and friggin' smashed it, and that just turned into a whole other argument in and of itself. So yeah, you gotta start them young. You gotta train them up right, and they will be good people as they grow. My teenagers are great people. They are not. I mean, they have their, you know, first world spoiled moments. Who doesn't? But they're, you know, genuinely good people. I know everyone says that, but anyone who knows my kids would say that. So I'm saying that every parent probably says that about their kids. But not everyone is good people, so not all of those parents are telling the truth, are they? So, but mine are, and you can ask anyone who knows them. Except for Micah over here. Micah's just a little criminal at heart. Right, Micah?
Yeah.
That's a joke, so don't start taking that seriously. No, Micah's a smart little guy who is very quick of wit. So he's a lot like me growing up. In fact, I made a comic strip about it. Bless this mess. Butts for me were made for smacking. That's funny. That's funny. That's what's saying in my house. It's like naked butts are for spanking. So if like one of the kids was running around without his pants on, I would chase him on and pretend to smack him. Or sometimes actually smack him, just for fun. We never had seen the belt, but we had heard about it. The belt was 9 feet long, 8 feet wide, and it had hooks on it that would rip the flesh from your body. Yeah, my wife actually like never got spanked because she saw her older brothers getting spanked, and so she learned. That is wisdom. When you learn from your elder siblings getting the tar smacked out of their heinies to behave. That's yeah, that was pretty good. She was young and wise and beautiful. Maybe go to Creator Studio and then live streams and then events and then hit edit on it, or maybe select and delete it there. Live streams, edits, events. Live streams, events. I'm there. I get it. Just hitting cancel cancels changes. It doesn't actually change the... Let me change it to 1 p.m. 1 p.m. It's probably going to tell me I can't. Please select start time in the future. Oh, wait, public? Private. Oh, there it is. Save changes. I found it. I found it. Alright. Whew. Alright. If you do not discipline your children, the streets will do it with bullets, or the police will do it with jail. Parents who do not discipline do not love. It's sad, but it is true in too many cases. Go feed the chickens, llama. Therapy. Ghetto people hit their kids, but it doesn't make them behave any better. They need two-parent structure. Oh, I'm not saying it is the end-all, be-all of discipline or of parenting. Please don't confuse me with all parenting requires is that you spank your children when they do something stupid or they do something wrong. So yeah, you're not going to get an argument out of me there. I'm trying to place that quote. Sounds familiar. Steve. Large black woman I saw smashing her kid at Chuck E. Cheese. Like that. Yeah. I mean, there's discipline and there's abuse. And it's not a fine line either. There's, it's a very easy line to see, to delineate. So there's that. I think formerly revered but now disgraced comedian records. What? Mike's a good parent who closely supervises his kid. It's all the work he does in addition to the corporal punishment. Right. Shaniqua, who just screams and hits, isn't teaching any lessons. Correct. Ha, Cosby, right. Huge difference. The problem with Highlander was it was perfect. And they tied things up so well it was impossible to do a sequel. And they did 5. Yeah, sometimes they just gotta milk it. They see that people are willing to pay for a sequel, so they do one, whether it's a good idea or not. There's a number of Terminator movies that ring that particular bell. There's a whole gamut of horror movies that ring that bell, including Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. I mean, they just do the sequels. Hellraiser. They do the sequels for the sake of cashing in on the popularity of the first. Because, it's hard. It is an easy moneymaker to take a popular film and create a sequel. Matrix 2 and 3 should never have been made. Those movies completely ruined the first movie for me. You have to come at it the same way, believing, there was only one Matrix movie. The rest are just money-making, freaking jokes. But it happens all the time. Those who forget history, repeat it. Yes. Highlander 2 must never be repeated. My aunt had a bunch of old comedy records. Okay. Getting people and having kids. Alright, this conversation is Gary Hughes. I love it, Logan. It's Logan with Laura. I thought it is Logan with Laura? What? Oh, you mean this picture. Oh, you thought it was Logan and Laura. No. This character's name is Joachim Gunther. And the kid is Seer. That looks beautiful. Thank you. +1 to wisdom stat for spanking. Yes. I was wondering what kind of paper boards you print blue lines on. This right now is a Strathmore. I think it's a 300 or 400 series. I can tell you. It's this. Strathmore Bristol smooth lined pages. 200 series. Yeah, you can get that on Amazon. You can get it at Blick, whatever. You need to be a decent person yourself to pass it on to your kid. Well, it certainly helps. You know, occasionally you'll get a kid who sees what a dirtbag their parents are, or their parent is, and they take the "I'm not going to be that" angle. So that, that's not the parents. They can't be, what's the word, blamed? What's the opposite of blame? They don't get the credit for having great kids. I know a person who's I don't want to call anybody out, but they're a wonderful, wonderful human being. But they were very, very, I don't want to say their mother is a bad person. She's not a bad person, but she's just about wrong on everything, including her ideas on parenting. But her daughter saw through it, saw better than it, and so she's a great person. Love her to death. And yeah, it's different. Different people deal with things in different ways, and some people will just take the horrible ideas of their parents and think that that's how you're supposed to do it. It's like I sort of made the decision not to raise my kids the way my parents raised me before I even had kids, and I was in my 20s. So yeah. I'm not saying I'm the world's greatest person, but I think I did a pretty good job, am doing a pretty good job, because my kids are all turning out spectacularly. Right, Micah? Mm-hmm. Micah's like, I'm spectacular. I understand why you have 5 kids. You married a superhero voodoo. You've probably shown restraint, and thank the Lord for being so blessed. Of course. Of course. Do you think Japan should reject Western liberal democracy and reinstate the emperor? It can be said that the best form of government is a benevolent dictatorship. If you have a dictator who is actually truly good and truly benevolent and truly has the people's best interest at heart and understands what works and what doesn't, the people can be happier than in a striving democracy, constantly battling out, creating political disarray and ruining people's lives, and having freaking rainbow tank-topped psychopaths, attacking people for differing political positions. It's possible. The problem is dictators beget dictators. So even if you start with a benevolent dictator, at some point down the line, you're probably going to end up with a malevolent dictator, and then everybody's life sucks. So yeah. So it's either eventually everybody's life sucks, or you go through a series where half the people are happy half of the time, and then half of the people are happy the other half of the time, and then you've got constant political discord going on all the time, unless there's a war that brings everyone together. I noticed that when I was fairly apolitical and I was young and we were in the first Gulf War, and what happened? Everyone in the country was united because we had a common enemy. It was like the first time I remembered in my life where that was the case, and it was this oddly great feeling where everyone was patriotic and wanted America to win, and Yeah, so I don't know. That kind of opened my eyes. It's a really weird thing, because otherwise people need an enemy, it seems like, right? And if we don't have a common enemy, we turn on each other. And it's sad, but seems to be how it has worked repeatedly and constantly in our nation. A malevolent dictator is greater than democracy? I'm going to go no. Yeah, you start with King Arthur and you end with Dr. Doom. Hey, Dr. Doom had nothing but good intended for his people. So he was an egocentric dictator, but to his people loved him, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. I mean, heck, freaking the Italian people loved Mussolini, right? So, it is what it is. It be what it be. Any other questions of long-winded answer I can use? Democracy is destined. Democracy is destined to failure. Read Mencius Mollberg and the Neo-Reactionary Movement. Very insightful. Yeah, well, we're a representative republic because we try to keep democracy from becoming mob mentality and being self-destructive. Our founders were a bunch of very smart, very historically educated guys. More so than the guys running the ship now. So, isn't that funny? The people 200 some odd years ago were more learned and wiser than pretty much everybody in the American government today. 200 years, and we have declined in our ability to lead this country righteously. Mike, so what is a Lone Star cryogenically frozen since World War II or something? No. He's been fighting the battle against the things that go bump in the night for nigh upon a century. Since he was drafted into the Unknown Soldiers, he's been sent out on missions to, take out monsters and vampires and creepy crawlies and ghoulies and everything. Sort of like Supernatural, but government sanctioned. Oh, so I guess sort of like the if you watch Supernatural, there's a British version of the what are they called? There's a British version, but they're like government sanctioned, I believe. So it's sort of like them, but they actually have powers themselves. So they were created for this fight. Strong centralized government, almost like a monarchy by divine right. That will be the best government ever. Divine governance would be a decentralized open ledger makes embezzlement almost impossible. Are you into cryptocurrency, Sketch? Are you a crypto person? It sounds like it from what you just said. Men of letters. Yes, thank you, James. So yeah, the British men of letters are... I never even thought about that, but yeah, I guess they're sort of like the Unknown Soldiers, except for, like I said, they have powers and they were drafted from the different wars around over the past century. And given long life and superpowers, not like crazy, Superman level superpowers or anything, just like heightened powers and whatnot. Although I do have a teleporter and someone who's super sight. That's Pastor. And yeah, different powers. If I wanted to punish a province, I would have governed it by philosophers. That's great. Torchwood. No. Torchwood. I tried to watch Torchwood because I love Doctor Who, and I like Captain Jack. He's great. But I watched probably half a season of Torchwood, and I felt like I was entirely too straight to watch that show. Because apparently everyone in Torchwood will sleep with anything. So yeah, I had to bow out of Torchwood. I think it got canceled too, right? I mean, I don't know how many seasons there were. TV is mind cancer. Feudalism was backwards. Feudalism was backwards. Backwards from what? It was feudalism. It was what it was.
Dennis, I've got some lovely filth over here.
Compared to the way Rome worked, don't let your kids watch TV for their sake. Socialism is due to the illusion that the commons can't be funded without force. The commons can be funded voluntarily through a decentralized open ledger lottery system and still be a constitutional republic. I don't quite understand that. Oh shout. Is this where all the smart people of YouTube are? Yeah. Hey, there's 44 of you watching now. I've only got 18 likes. Smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. I'm sure all of you are. I've got my loyal Lone Star Squadron here. Always ready to come chill with me as I doodle on my art board and read chats. Live chats for everyone. Come along, let's see what you have to say to me. Feudal Europe was a massive step backwards from the Roman Empire. Yeah, the Roman Empire, the slow dissolution into feuding nation states. Yep. Yeah, there was a big step down from that point. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, it was actually the Crusades which like saved Europe from basically, a constant state of feuding between the city-states and between the nations. Again, it was the salvation of the common enemy. Because prior to the First Crusade, they were all just killing each other. The princes of Europe, of the various states of Europe, were always at war and at odds with each other. And the Pope, I can't remember which one it was, after he got the call out from Constantinople, because they were under attack by the Ottoman Empire, he brought together all of the princes and dukes and all the royalty of Europe, and he was like, freaking knock it off. He's like, take this practice that you've had, killing each other, and focus it on an enemy that is trying to destroy Christianity as we know it, which, Christianity was kind of not exactly at its high point right then anyways, but yeah, so then the Pope called that out. I don't have the speech on me, and it's not like in my Bible or anything, but and yeah, formed the First Crusade. The nations of Europe stopped warring against each other, formed an alliance to fight a common enemy, and essentially saved Europe from destroying themselves. So yeah, it's funny. That goes back to what we were talking about earlier with politics and constant fighting and infighting and whatnot. It all comes back around, doesn't it? Life under the Roman Empire was objectively better than the medieval feudal states. Yeah, I explained that. I think I explained that, didn't I? There was no central governing body. I mean, there was the church, but I think it was fairly weak at that point. And yeah. Backed the frog and the rooster so far. You haven't backed me, Cross. You wound me, sir. You wound me. They have been talking about types of government. This is about feudal nations uniting at the moment. I'm just saying you can't argue from a historical axiom. If I believe your historical references are at best interpreted in ways you support liberalism, you should be able to justify from abstractions. Just saying you can't argue from a historical axiom if you believe your historical references are at best interpreted in ways to support liberalism. Liberalism in the European sense or liberalism in the American sense? Oh, hold on a second. I just got a note. I think... let's do a quickie. Gotta take the key. Alright, guys. I'm gonna do the RTX stream now. So, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys. If you want to just jump back on and check out the RTX, please do so. I'll be answering any questions you guys have. Peace out.